Okay, so for all your drawings that require multi-view sheets, we can do this here in Fusion, and that's where you should do it. It's nice and neat. You don't have to worry about drawing all of it. It's a lot faster. So how do we do that? First thing we're going to do is we're going to click here, and we're going to go down to Drawings from a design. And here we're going to go Manual. Right here, Full Assembly. Technically, that's all you can do. If you had like 10 or 20 parts here, you'd want to select the one we're going to do, but Full Assembly is fine. We only have the one part. Create New. Well, it's a new drawing because we haven't done a drawing. Otherwise, you could select a drawing to redo or to add it to. From scratch, that's fine. ASME or ISO. ASME is the more standard for US engineering. Make sure that units are in inches. And the sheet size, remember it said A scale? Let's do A scale. So A scale is 11.5 by 8.5 sheet. That's your regular printer paper. So we're going to make sure the sheet size is A, which is 11.5 or 11 inches by 8.5, and make sure it's landscaped. That's common for engineering drawings. And put OK. And now we got this. And look at what I did. Look at my drawing. It already says Portfolio Part 2, Number 4. It's got my name. That's nice. All right. So right now it's it's a 1/2 scale. So it's half size. If I try to do 1:1 scale, it might be a little bit big. 1:1 scale. And you'll see it's a little big. It'll be really squeezed tight. So we're just going to go 1:2, which is cool because then we're showing that we know how to do a scale. And front is fine. Remember, the front technically most times should go here. Top goes here. Side goes here. Isometric goes here. So if this is the front, it says front, and this is our base view. Let's go ahead and just kind of click it. We can go lower if you want, because remember, we shouldn't put numbers here. Never put it here, because the other drawing has to go to the right of it and be here. So we're going to stay above this title block. So we can go, let's say about here. And then that's pretty much it. The only thing we need to do is say if we want hidden and visible edges. And you can see visible and hidden edges. Yeah, that's what we want, the hidden ones too, so that we can see that line inside. See, if I double click and I change it to visible edges only, it's like that, but I want to see the hidden ones as well. Now, there are times you do want to turn off. If there's tons of hidden edges in there, you kind of want to hide all of it. It's just a mess, right? So you might want to only show it on certain views, like on one view or something like that. All right, so now let's go ahead and project that view. So come up here to the projected view, click that, and click this, and we're going to slide up here and about there. This looks good. Then come over here, just drag and click about here. That's good. Now come up here and click. And you could do this here. Here, it doesn't really matter. Go ahead and click here. And now it's kind of stuck here. So right click with the mouse and say OK. There we go. This one is weird. I don't think it should look like that. I think it should look like the actual drawing. So let's double click that. Okay. Maybe I have to wait there. You have to wait a second. It was still saving or something. And we're going to go to shaded. Okay. So it looks like our original part. And you can put close. And now let's get to the dimensioning. Okay. So we're going to go to the dimension tool here. And the first thing we're going to do is, remember, the main point of this one was to have an angle. So let's get that angle here. So click here and click here. So click those two lines and click there. And um, normally, hold on. Normally there'd be a line here, but because the part is so small, it's not showing it. So I'm going to Control Z and just see if what it looks like elsewhere. So let me do that again. Oh, actually, before we even do this, we forgot to switch it to fractions. So let's do that. So go over here to Document Settings, click this, Dimension and Units. Click this little Edit button right here. And this is a lot bigger right here. See how it says decimal? Switch it to fractional, okay? And this is what it's going to, linear precision. I think we need to go down to 16ths or something like that. I think we can go down to 8th, but we'll do 16ths just in case. Um, And then angular precision, that's fine. Actually, we could just make it 0.1, that's fine. I don't need a bunch of decimal points. I don't think we need to worry about that because we don't have alternate units. Eliminator, yeah, keep that decimal, but okay. So make sure you have it just like this. If you need to pause it, go ahead. And now let's go to the dimension tool and let's get that angle because that's very important. So let's go here and here. And you see how if I go far enough, I can get that. This kind of looks weird. Um, you may want to, if you don't want the number inside the part, which, yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter for an angle. I think that's common to have it inside. You can put it on the inside. um, Next, let's give the overall width of this part. So let's click here. Don't click here and here because it's not going to click the edges. You know what I mean? So just click this side and click this side, and let's click it up. Let's leave ourselves a little room because we're going to need it for the diameter of the holes. So let's go here. And now let's click the outside of that and let's get these outside. Remember, they shouldn't be inside the part if you can avoid it. So let's go here and let's click the inside one and the same thing, let's drag it out here and click. There we go. And I think I want to say how far it is from here to here, but I think it's better that we show it from here because it's getting a little too much stuff here, right? So let's click this line and this line. Since we don't have any fillets here, it'll work fine. 2 inches, there we go. And I need to say how wide this is right here, so I can say it from this part, right? This part's not getting any love, so let's show it here. And there we go. And we haven't said how deep this hole is, right? So let's say that from here to here is 3/8 of an inch. And we haven't said how tall this part is. We could say it over here because I already got this here. I mean, I could, technically you could do this, you know, that's fair game. But, you know, if you don't have to, don't, you know. Like I have plenty of room to do it over here, so let's do here to here. And let's go here. You don't want to go too far out here. So let's go here. And I'm trying to think if we've missed anything. Oh, yes, we did. We missed the fillets right here in the corner. Now, we could do it here, but we got this line. We don't want to cross it. We could do it here, but then, um, you know, we're putting a dimension out here, which you're not supposed to do, but we can do that if we're going to be breaking other rules, which we would. So you have two choices. I'll let you choose which one you do. You can either click this right here. See, I get really close to it. So you click and then go ahead and click, and then we're done, and that's good. So you show what the radius is. Um, if that was too small, let me push escape. Let me select this now and push delete. If that's too small, there's a really cool tool here called detailed view, where you click the part, then you click this spot and you kind of click how big you want this to be, and then it blows this up, and then it gives you this zoomed in view. This radius is totally big enough to do. You don't need to do this. And then at which point you would say okay, and then you could totally just dimension it from here, which is pretty cool. So what it's doing is saying this is A. It should have labeled A here somewhere, I thought. But pretty much they're saying that this circle right here is cut out right here. So that they've just taken this chunk. Actually, that's not it right there. Sorry. That's not it. This circle right here is the cutout, right? Where's my mouse? This right here is this. Oh my gosh, my computer's lagging out. There we go. This rounding right there is this rounding right here. So that's the one I should have done. It didn't zoom in as much as that much. There we go. So that's it right there. So you're looking at that rounding right here. But I mean, honestly, you don't need to do that for this one. So I'm going to Control Z. There we go. And I'm just going to go ahead and not overcomplicate it, but I just want to show you that. So click here, do not leave it here, leave this out here. And if you want, see, that doesn't look right. You want to point at the radius. I was trying to get it to be over here, but it's fine. If you want to play with that a little bit more, you can. Let's see if we forgot anything. Did I say how far it was from here to here? Yes, I did. Did I say how deep this was? I did. Did we say how wide this was? We did right here. How about how wide this hole was? Yes, we did right here. We said how tall this is. We know how deep the hole is. You can see it's going all the way through. We have the angle. I don't need to say how far this is from here to here. If you really needed to know, you can calculate that out. But I think one thing we do need to know is, no, we don't, because I was going to say we need to know how far this piece is right here, but we already did that right here, 3¼ So I think we're pretty good. I think we've covered everything. That's what you should do, is what I'm doing, is kind of look at everything and make sure you've explained every single thing possible. And it looks like we have, which is perfect. And we have all our title block filled out because we saved it properly. Otherwise, you would need to add notes or something. You'd have to go over here and create, I think, notes right here, text. You'd have to add a text right here or a note and then add them in here. But everything is good now. So what we're going to do is click save and then save. It's called part 2, number 4, drawing. It's in your portfolio. So we're going to have a part and a drawing in there. And we want this in our Google slide. I would tell you to export it, but it's going to export it as a PDF or some other weird thing. So you're just going to have to take a screenshot. So zoom in as much as you can without getting all this junk on it. We don't want this stuff on it. You see all this stuff on the side? So move it over to here, and then take your snipping tool, click new, and you can kind of so, and then once you have that snipping tool, where did it go? There it is. So then you can go ahead and copy and paste this or save it, or you can copy and paste it into Google Slide or just save it. You might want to save it just so you don't lose it, and just save it as the proper name, portfolio part 2 number 4, and then save it. And you can always drop this picture into your Google Slide. Now you want to do this for all your drawings, not just number 4, okay? So right here, you want to do it for number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Technically, we could have done it with these, because I remember the directions said to do these. I just wanted to demonstrate we can do them by hand as well. But you could do those by drawing sheets as well. The problem is you would have to first draw all these parts in Fusion, then do the drawing sheets. So I think it's faster just to draw these by hand. And then these ones we can just make up whatever we wanted, as long as we're following all the rules and having tangencies, countersinks, and stuff like that. So that's about it, folks. And make sure you get these all done.